I'm absolutely one of those people that, dude, if I've even got like a fraction of the Holy Spirit in me, then that means I can do some really great things.
True.
Right? Like I can move in greatness.
Yes.
Right? But I also believe as well, like faith without works is dead. Right?
100. It says it in the Bible.
You know, so there's an action behind believing in something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I do believe that faith is believing in something you can't see. And I think that's why it's so hard for a lot of people to grasp that faith concept in recovery. But we have to, I think of it like this, and I heard a preacher say this. When you're riding in an airplane, you have to have faith that that pilot is going to get you to and from a certain place. And there's nothing you can do about it. You have to have faith, right? Because honest to goodness, you can't fly the plane. So you don't know how well his credentials are. You don't know how many, but you have to have faith in that. He can get you from point A to point B, and most of the time they do. But when we're talking about faith, my spiritual faith.
So you could say, like, if the plane was going down and self-will were in riot, like, I become the pilot.
Well, I'm just
you know
saying,
what I'm saying? Like, tell the
there's
pilot
a
to get out the
possibility
way and
I
I'm just gonna
might
drive.
try to run up there and figure something out.
Yeah.
You know, like pull up on something, or what are we doing? Do you need me to push a button? what's the deal?
Do the pilot's job.
But we don't get a chance to go up into the cockpit, right? So we have to have blind faith.
Right.
That he is capable of flying the plane, and if something were to come up, that he would make the right decisions. And I know that's putting faith into a human being, but ultimately he has the knowledge, right? So it's he has a greater knowledge than we would.
Okay.
All right. So if you look at it like that and you turn that back towards God, ultimately we cannot see him. But when you, and I'm like you, I believe in the Holy Trinity. I believe that I have the Holy Spirit living inside of me. I believe there's a God, and I believe Jesus walked this earth. Now, I do believe they are pretty much one and the same at times, but they're also like individuals. And we can't see him. We can't see either any of those, right? But I know through life experience that they've had a hand in my life, in my salvation. I should have been dead a long time ago. And you and I have talked about this. So obviously there's something out there that's making some things happen. But I know, and would you agree that in recovery, faith is hard to grasp?
Absolutely. Right. Throughout my addiction, I didn't believe, man, I really didn't believe I could change.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't believe that life was going to change.
Right.
Like I was one of those people that fell into that acceptance that I'm going to be a drug addict. This is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Like getting off of heroin seemed impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And any chance at a good life, like, was so far from being
Out of
obtainable
Mm-hmm.
that I'd rather just sit there and be comfortable and be a heroin addict.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know, mind you, I had liver disease. You know, I didn't really have a lot of things going for me. I was already a felon.
Mm-hmm.
I had lost pretty much everything in my life. I was homeless. You know, so I just kind of came to the self-acceptance point that, you know, either I'm going to die, somebody's going to kill me, or I'm going to end up in prison the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere along the lines, like, I became okay with that.
Right.
Which, looking back, is a really scary thought, right? Because it put me in a place where I really didn't have much of a conscience.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really believe in good people. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't mad at God, but I really didn't think God was looking out for me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just the relationship wasn't there.
Right.
I wasn't one of those that...
Well, there wasn't a connection.
Yeah, I wasn't cursing God or blaming everything on God.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, at that point in my life, it was just like God was irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at what's in front of me today.
Right.
Like, how am I going to eat? How am I going to feed my addiction? Am I going to have enough money to put a roof over my head for the night.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like all those immediate things that I needed were just too overwhelming in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So hearing God or even starting to develop that relationship with God was impossible.
So when you first came into recovery, were you able to get a sense of him at all? Or was it more of, I'm still kind of running the show. If I don't move, I can't make things happen, and yada, yada, yada?
I think I was like, for me, you have to be open to it.
True.
Right. So even like my early days in recovery, it was still really tough
Mm-hmm.
because there was, like I said, there was never that connection. And even though I wasn't mad at God, I did have some beef with the church.
Right.
Like I did have some beef
We
with
see
Christianity.
that a lot in recovery
Like-
when they come in the rooms and
Like
stuff.
I did have beef with the church. I
Mm-hmm.
had beef with, Christians or people who called themselves Christians. Right. So I wasn't really anxious to learn.
Jump right in.
Right? Because I didn't want I didn't want to be that hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
honestly
right.
and truthfully, like I didn't want to be that hypocrite.
So my experience was a little different. I grew up being taught about God and faith and things like that. But I didn't really understand, and I'm not saying that my parents didn't try to help me understand. I had somewhat of an understanding of how to access him through prayer and stuff, but like I didn't really know how to lean on him. And I did get angry. I got angry. And when I came into recovery, I had to kind of change my perception of who my God was. Not that I didn't still believe in God, I did, but I kind of had to change things up because I was angry. How could God let these things happen to me or to anybody really? Like
Right.
where was he? And that was in my early coming in. I was very, very angry. And he was one of them that I was angry at because I just felt like if there were a God, why didn't he stop any of that? Right. But then as I've grown in recovery, I've learned that all good things come from God.
Well, all things are for the good.
For the good come from God.
So that means I have to go through some bad, but
so as real as God is, the devil's just as much so.
right.
And he works in mysterious ways as well. And so the more difficult and what you would call bad things or harmful things, that's him. That's not God, But I had to come to an understanding that I had to grow quite a bit in my faith. And so I create a different version of God. Where I still have struggles is the back and forth. It's kind of like a roller coaster where I'm riding high and trusting in him, and then all of a sudden something happens and my first instinct is to take it back.
Or panic.
Straight up. You saw it the
Or
other day.
panic.
Just straight panic. Like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do?
Yo.
And the thing is I think that's a normal reaction for a lot of people because it's a journey, right? It's a journey. And sometimes we forget that there's something greater than ourselves in control and in charge. And so when that first panic moment hits, I forget to stop and immediately pray. I panic first.
No.
And then, like, for instance, what we just experienced this week, I called my mom, and my mom was like, "Hun, it's just a little breakdown in the car. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be okay. Like, it's not the end of the world." And I'm like, "I know, Mom, but it's the only car we got, And she's like, "Sammy, you're going to have to calm down. Like, seriously, baby. Like, it's really not that big of a deal." And then I called Katie, and of course, she walked me through it all. But yeah, so that was my first instinct, to freak.
Right.
And then I went to God.
And then I went to God.
And then I went to God because Mom and Katie were right. And so it's kind of like I want you to take control, but then, oh my gosh, something I have a lot still to work on in that respect, to go to him first instead of panicking first.
You know, I can tell you, even my first 2 years of recovery, like I was super spiritually dry.
Right.
Right. I was more spiritually dry than I was like sober dry. Right. Like I was super dry.
I get that.
Right?
Right.
I was still running on a lot of self-will.
Right.
Like I was like, no, I need the answer to certain things, or I need to know outcomes before I make decisions. And you know what I'm saying? Like I got to have everything laid out in front of me.
Yeah.
And then at every step, I need some gratification.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that.
After every step, like I need a bouquet of flowers.
Right.
Like
I need a cookie.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, at every step, right? Which I didn't get.
Right.
Like,
I didn't either.
I didn't get it at all. You know, but I will tell you, when I was in jail, and I can tell you, God beat me down a lot. Right? It really did.
Right.
And there's some things that I needed to learn that I just was not learning. like being homeless, I didn't learn. Being a heroin addict, I didn't learn. Nearly dying from liver disease, I didn't learn. Being, humiliated when my body gave out and I could no longer take care of myself.
Right.
And then of course, looking down the barrel of a life sentence in prison.
Right.
Right. Like God was slowly just kept chewing away at me, and it was because I needed to change.
Absolutely.
But I had this thing in my mind was, I'm just going to die.
Right.
Sooner or later, he's going to get tired of whooping on me and he's going to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just going to take me and this is going to be done.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people get where they go to commit suicide, right?
Absolutely.
That's where I was.
I've been there.
I was in that suicidal mentality.
Right.
I wasn't going to kill myself, but I wasn't going to do myself. I wasn't going to stop nothing. You know what I mean? And I put myself in really bad situations. Purposefully, so either somebody else would kill me, you know what I mean? Or if I knew something inevitably bad was going to happen,
right,
I would do it, right? Just to kind of just squash it all and be done with it. And don't get me wrong, some of that hurt really bad, but God kept me moving. Kept me moving.
That's right.
So it's like, okay, so what if suicide fails? And
God.
that's what happened in my life, right? It's like I tried to commit suicide for years and years and years, and it was just like one epic fail after another. Right? God was like, nope, not yet.
Yep.
Nope, not yet.
Not done with you.
Not yet. Right? But when I was in jail this last time and I was looking at that life sentence, and I really, really, it was probably the most sincere prayer I've ever done in my life. And the prayer was different than any other time I had ever prayed.
Okay, explain.
Right? I got down and I said, God, how do I stop being a tornado? Like not just a tornado through my life, but how do I quit being a tornado through everything's life? I'm tired of everything I touch in my life just getting annihilated, like everything, my kids' lives, my family's lives, my life, it just everything about me. I was just a tornado through society, like horrible, right? So how do I stop this? And God was like, and I felt like he came back to me and he was like, bro, to save yourself, you need to save some other people. We're being so damn selfish all the time.
Right.
And get out there and save some other people. And so I sat there and I'm like, okay, how do I do that? I'm almost 40 years old, got no education. Every relationship in my life has been burnt down, broken, beat, just annihilated through and I'm a heroin addict, a 25-year heroin addict on top of that, and felon, right? And it was just like the light flickered and God was like, you're right, you are. You're all that. So use it.
Right.
And it seemed like logic at that point, right? I've got all this life experience of how to not live spiritually.
Right.
How to not live right. Right? Use all that plethora of knowledge to help other people who are going through the same things.
100%.
Right? And it was like, at that moment, I was like, God, if you get me out of this, And I know it sounds really crappy to say I made a deal with God, but that's really, I mean, if you really break it down, like it's what I feel happened.
Right.
Right. I was like, bro, if you get me out of here, like I will never deny you again, and I'll do exactly what you want me to do. Like I'll get out there and I'll start trying to save people.
And I think that he honestly knew that deep down in your heart, you really truly meant it.
And it was weird, right?
Because a lot of times if we Hail Mary that to God, oh God, if you'll just save me this time, I'll blah, 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 blah. And it doesn't take place, right? He must have known your heart was genuine in that.
It was crazy because he was like, when I get you out of here, mind you, staring down the barrel of a life sentence. I was looking at 4 brick walls like, this is it. Well, actually, it was 3 brick walls and a big plate of glass. So people could stare at me through the glass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, I never thought I was getting out of that. And he was like, when I get you out of here. And I didn't believe it. Like at that moment, I was not rocking on faith. Like I was rocking on a whole lot of grace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was operating under grace. Please have pity on me.
Right.
Please have mercy on me.
Right.
Because I got nothing left.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there's nothing left. I don't know what to do. I'm out. And I feel like that's what God needed me to finally confess to him.
Amen.
Right?
For sure.
Every other time I got sick, it was always, or now I got better. You know, it was always, I did that.
Yeah.
I got better. I always took credit for everything good that happened.
Oh, yeah.
And even the bad things I took credit for. But it was all of it, right? God needed me to come to him and just say, look, man, I'm broken.
Yeah.
I am broken. Help me.
Help me.
Help me. You know, but then God said, okay, I'm going to help you, but at the same time, you're going to help me.
Yes.
Right? And so when we talk about logic of faith, right? And I take this to the mutuality from relationship dynamics, right? Like the relationship we have.
Right.
Right? If I'm coming to you constantly and I'm, babe, give me this, babe, give me that, babe, give me this, babe, give me that, babe, give me this. But then you come and ask me for something and I'm like, I'm busy. I'm doing something. I got this going on.
Like, okay, I see you, boo-boo.
Right. Well, it creates a resentment. Right. And so that was like my first understanding of what a mutual relationship should look like. Right.
Right.
Which now I understand that.
True.
And as I've worked this faith journey, it becomes more and more logical.
Right.
Like it makes more and more sense when I start applying spiritual principles to my physical life. Right? Things get better. Like I'm in the best relationship I've ever been in.
Right.
Right? I've had the most growth I've ever had.
Oh man. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and the more you
life is 180, completely 180. I have a good life today. And it's not about whether or not I deserve it or not.
Right.
Right. I took some faith. Right. God got me out. He stood up and he owned his part. He was like, I got you when you get out of here. So he got me out of jail. What was the first thing I did?
Oh, you were grateful.
Baptized. I went and got baptized. That was the very first thing I did. Dedicated my life to Jesus Christ. And I didn't do it for the purpose of, you know, this super devout, you know, faith or knowing what even that meant.
You just wanted to be a child of his.
I
like
just wanted to move in a different direction, right? I didn't realize how much of a like Hail Mary play that was, right? Being reborn and truly repenting, you know what I'm saying? And having faith in that repentance, because I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, I was living in the back of a car.
Right.
I was sleeping in the back of the car. And we had no home. I had no job. Didn't have anything. Barely any clothes.
Nope. We were pretty much busted.
Like, I just, at that point, then I started rocking on faith on, like, okay, God held his word, now I'm going to hold my word. I'm going to start saving some people. Right? And that's when we kind of started jumping online and started helping people online. And then the podcast blew up.
And every step of the way, the more you gave, the more he gave. Miracles started happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our life. When the more we trusted in him and gave honor to him and give him the glory, not ourselves. Yes, we were moving. We have to move our feet. We have to do the work. Faith without works is
works is dead.
So
it
we
all
had to
takes
do
action.
some work. That's right.
Prayer takes action. Faith takes action. growth takes action.
Absolutely.
You know, recovery takes action.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing you're gonna get in life without taking action.
That's
Nothing.
true.
Like you have to put one foot in front of the other.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I wanted to change my life. Right? So one of the things I knew I needed to do was get into school.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I didn't go to school and I just went and got like, and I'm not knocking people who get the first thing that comes their way and they're content with it. You know, if it works, it works. I just knew from my background in the drug world and the amounts of money that I used to make
Mm-hmm.
in the drug world, right, that I would not be content with just something super basic. Like I would go back,
Mm-hmm.
right?
No, I understand.
I would absolutely fall back into old cycles and be like, why am I'm sweating, busting my butt, blood, tears, sweat.
For what? For what?
For what?
Yeah.
When I could just go back and do this and have everything I materially wanted, right? So I put myself in college. And that's when I started focusing on personal development.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I really learned faith and action go together,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's having the same belief that I had in God in me.
Right. Believing in yourself.
Believing in myself,
Yeah.
right?
I'm still working on that one.
And it's tough until you start moving. Once you start moving and you start seeing things happen,
Mm-hmm.
it gets a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Or when you have like this idea of what you want to do and it starts coming to fruition,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And even if it doesn't happen, right, which a lot of things didn't happen. Like I wanted to be an LCDC.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen. That didn't pan out the way I wanted it. I wanted to get into peer support. That didn't pan out the way I wanted it because of my record, right? But it all molded a bigger understanding of what I do today,
Mm-hmm.
right? As a coach, as far as the podcast goes, as far as being a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it all brought me to a point. So I'm grateful for all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish,
It
I'm
still
still-
worked out.
it still worked out.
It did.
right?
It worked out. And
And every time I
exactly the way
hit
it
a
was
wall,
supposed to.
and every time I hit a wall, all I had to do was go to somebody and say, "Look, man, I'm broken. I need some help."
Right.
Just the same way we do to God. I'm broken and I need some help.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the hardest things to do
It is.
is to ask for help, right?
Yeah.
Because in addiction, we're not, we don't want to ask for help. We don't. In addiction, it's the shame, it's the guilt,
Right.
it's the trust issues. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's just all the bad experiences from asking for help while we're in active addiction
Mm-hmm.
that stop us from putting any trust or
Well, because
asking anyone for help.
we think we're running riot.
Yep.
And so we think that we've got this, and we don't. We absolutely did not have it.
Or you just jump ship the first time something bad happens.
True.
You know what I'm saying? First time something bad happened, that was me in active addiction. First time
Mhm.
something bad happened,
I'm gone.
holla.
Mhm.
You have to deal with that one on your own. I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know, and so having that faith and riding things out and just kind of just keep moving forward has turned out to be a huge, huge blessing.
Absolutely.
But I want to say this real quick. So there's a philosopher named Pascal, and he argued that human reason cannot definitively prove or disprove God's existence, meaning everyone must wager with their life. So it's known as Pascal's wager, and he's talking about belief in God. We'll
Right.
get to a higher power here in a second. But here's what he said. It's 4 major points. He says, if you do not believe in God and he does not exist, you gain little and lose little. You lived a life free of religious constraints, but face finite earthly happiness and inevitable death. Meaning, right? If you don't believe in God and he doesn't exist, you could absolutely live an okay life,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna die.
Oh yeah.
You're done, right? Yeah, it's. There's a day, and at that day, everything stops,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you do not believe in God and he exists, you lose everything, right? Potentially facing hell or eternal damnation,
True.
right? If you believe in God and he does not exist, you lose very little,
Very
right?
little.
You lived a virtuous life, but missed out on some worldly pleasures.
Hmm.
To me, that's basically if you live by a set of spiritual principles, if you can believe in a greater power, something higher than you,
Right.
If you can, that's where that higher power I think comes in. When we talk about a higher power, like I have this vision in my head that God's in everything.
Oh yeah.
He's in everything.
I agree.
Whether you want him there or not, whether you're mad at him, whether you don't want him there, like he's there, whether you want him there or not, right? So when I don't put a higher power and God in the same category.
Okay.
Right? A higher power is anything.
Kind of like what you just said.
A higher power is anything I can learn from. Anything that would elevate my position, right? Whether it's a college professor, my boss at work, my wife,
The pilot.
the people I work with, anyone who can make my life better, you know, anything that would help me elevate my standing in life, raise my standards in life, help me be a better me. That's a higher power, right? So anything I can be a part of that makes me a better person, that's a higher power.
Okay.
Right? But God's in all of that. Let's just get that clear.
Oh, yeah.
God's in every bit of it. He runs the show.
100%.
Right? So the last point is, if you believe in God and he does exist, you gain infinite reward, heaven, and eternal happiness.
Oh, yes.
So out of all four of those points, right? If you don't believe, you don't grow.
Nope.
And you don't win.
Nope.
If you do believe,
you're not going to lose anything.
you don't
You
lose
may have
it.
a great
You
life.
gain no matter what.
That's right.
So it's logical to have faith and believe.
Yes.
Right? It's absolutely logical because no matter what, at the end of the day, you're going to be a better person.
Yeah. Yes.
You'll live a more righteous life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's worth it to have faith.
It is. You know, when I was talking earlier about having to revamp the way I looked at my God, once I started really diving into clearing out some wreckage, right? I started seeing that his hand was on me the whole time.
No.
I mean, that's the reason I was still alive. Even though numerous times I put myself in situations to take myself out. So he was there the whole time. And now I find myself going back to my roots of what I learned. And you're absolutely right. God is in everything. And it's not going to hurt anything to believe.
And to believe.
It's not going to hurt anything.
You know.
And that's also, I was saying that the power of the devil, like sometimes I don't think people understand how, I don't know that I want to say powerful, but like he is a let's just call it a supernova, because he's absolutely cunning.
Absolutely.
And he has some powers, obviously, but he's not God.
No.
And he works in every way that God works good, he works against it and negatively, in a negative way. He wants people to be just turned completely away from the light.
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's your choice.
Absolutely. It's a whole choice.
Right. So we know some people who are severely just pissed at God.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I understand it.
But they're beautiful, genuine,
amazing,
great people.
Yes.
Loving people.
Yes.
But have gone through some things.
Yes.
And they absolutely blame God for it.
Yes.
Right? God gave us free will.
He sure did.
He gave you the right to choose.
That's right. He sure did.
And that's the hard part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is because sometimes we pray for things to happen in our lives.
And it doesn't come through.
But we move against it.
Right.
Right? We absolutely move against it because we're not willing to either wait on God or make that decision, that hard decision to get us out of a certain type of situation.
Yes.
Right?
Well,
I went through that with my kids and my baby mama, right? Mm-hmm. We should have broke up long before we did, right? But I didn't because I wanted to stay in my kids' lives,
right?
Right, and I knew if I got out, that was going to separate that, right? And look what ultimately happened, though, right? I went on my will, like God tried to separate me from that.
Yeah.
God tried to separate me from that many times. But I kept going back. That was my choice. I have to own that, right? I have to take ownership of that.
Absolutely.
Like that was my choice to put myself back in those situations, and ultimately I lost. Right? I didn't lean on God.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't lean on his understanding. I leaned on my own understanding, and my own understanding was if I X myself out now, I'm X'd out forever.
Right.
So I held on to it for as long as I could, and that was a horrible decision
Right.
that I made. And you see that a lot with people who overdose.
Mm-hmm.
They have this heavy belief in God, that God's going to save them, but they continue to use,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so faith you have to have action in your faith.
Yes.
What I've learned in recovery is that I believe in God so much. I have so much faith that faith moves me today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about like just, oh, it warms my heart. It feels good inside. That's so sweet and cuddly. Like, no, I mean physically.
Mm-hmm.
Like my faith in what I'm doing is so strong that I grind.
Right.
That I get up and I grind.
Yes.
Right? I get up and I go to work. I get up and I do my studies. I get up and I make the videos for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out in the community. I'm doing things. I'm doing my service.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's how much faith I have, is that I'm pushing myself every day.
Absolutely.
And the harder I push myself, the less I ever think about heroin.
Mm-hmm.
The less I ever think about methamphetamine
Mm-hmm.
or that lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's only when I'm not rocking in.
Right.
It's when I'm not moving in my faith is when that stuff starts creeping its way back in.
Right.
Like the devil's always going to put it back in front of you.
Oh yeah, he's always going to
You know
look
what
for
I'm
that
saying? But it's up to
one
you.
little opportunity.
It's up to you to bite.
That's right.
It's up to you to bite. You know, and today I just choose to rock with faith.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And have that same faith that I have in God in myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I don't know where I'll be 10 years from now. I don't know where the podcast will be 10 years from now.
Right.
Right? But I have faith it's going to grow.
Right.
I have faith I'm going to grow. Like I'm no longer moving backwards.
You know, one thing I want to say about faith is also, it's not just, yes, there's grace and stuff, but like if you keep making the same choices over and over and over and over and over and over and over again,
The consequences get worse.
The consequences, and they get harder and harder and
Yeah.
harder. So like when you move in faith, you try to strive. None of us are going to be perfect. None of us are ever going to walk this earth the way Christ did. There is only one perfect, and that's them up above. So we just try to strive to do the next right thing and be a better version of ourselves today than we were yesterday.
Right.
And make healthy choices in what we choose to do with our life and our bodies and our decisions, and try to be a decent person, man. You know, like seriously kind, respectful. Like it's just, if you strive to do the things that would, and again, I'm going to say honor him, he's going to make mountains move.
Well, and I think it's biblical, man. Like we should all be doing something for the kingdom.
Yes.
Right? Like we
Yes.
should all be bringing people to God, not
Yes.
turning people away from God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I spent a good majority of my life not seeking God, and it wasn't the naysayers, the non-believers, the Satanists, or the cults that turned me away.
Mm-hmm.
It was Christians,
Yes.
right? And one thing I think that we don't think about enough is as Christians, when we mess up, we go, "Oh, it's okay. God forgives me." Like, because at that point we're rocking on grace.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that, right? I do believe, yeah, God does work in forgiveness and God does work in grace, but it's not okay to damage God's credibility.
No, and also there's
It's not okay
consequences.
it's not okay to do damage to that.
That's right. And there's consequences. There can be good consequences. There can be bad consequences for our choices and decisions and stuff. And I have the part I think Christians get a bad rap. Every human being is judgmental, and they rock on a judgment. And so I think a lot of times, and like you said, the people that actually hurt you were the Christians. And I think it's because, and we've talked about this about people, individuals in AA as well, when they get some time under their belt and then they kind of start pointing fingers.
I'll get that high and mighty.
And they're pointing that finger a little bit, and so, and I think Christians do that at times. Other people do that at times. But I'm going to tell you something my dad told me. When you point your finger at somebody, you've got 3 more pointing back at you.
That is true.
And so you might want to take a big look at yourself before you start pointing that finger at other people. And maybe make sure you're not on a high horse, because God, in faith, if you really truly move in faith, you move in love and respect. First and foremost. And we are human, we're going to fail at that at times. But if we strive to continue to try to do that, then you're moving in faith.
Even if you don't understand the concept of agape love, right? If you can just understand and come to this realization that respect is mandatory.
It absolutely is.
Right? Respect is mandatory. It's not given or received. It's mandatory to every person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can deal with people disagreeing with me when they do it respectfully.
In respect, yes.
Right? I can handle constructive criticism in respect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even if people don't like me, they can not like me all they want.
Right.
But
be respectful.
But I have to do that as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? Even
it's
if I don't like
street.
those people, I respect them.
Right.
Right? For the human being, for being a child of God, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect is mandatory.
Yes. And
because God loves order.
Yes.
Right? And so when we get out of order, that's where the devil thrives.
Oh, yes.
That's where addiction thrives.
100%.
So, and God's always an entity that's always moving forward.
Well,
never moves backwards.
No.
Never.
No.
Right? And I want to touch on this real quick, right? So a lot of us in addiction, we're holding on to these traumas, these events, these whatever it was that brought you into addiction. You know what I'm saying? Bad life, prison, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Right? And I don't mean to say that being inconsiderate.
Right.
Right? Because I'm very sympathetic towards people, and I'm very empathetic towards people as well. But I'm not that type of person that looks back on my past and says, okay, I'm going to let it wreck my life going forward anymore.
Yeah.
Right? There's some things I probably, yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Do I wish some things were different? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not my focus. Like, I'm not letting those things work like a tornado through my future. You know what I'm saying? And God took you away from those things for a reason.
That's true.
Or took that person out of your life for a reason. Right? And so you just have to chalk it up to that. And the other day I was sitting there thinking, okay, so if you're holding on to something in the past and it was something really bad, what does it turn into? Depression, mental health issues, anxiety, negative self-talk.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All these negative things, right? That become louder than God.
Oh, yeah.
That become louder than God.
Yes.
Right? And if there was something good that happened to you, something really great, right? You graduated college, you got a job promotion, whatever it may be, you got married, whatever. So you hold on to that, right? What does that turn into? Pride, ego, arrogance.
Yes. It can, yes.
Absolutely,
Which
right?
becomes greater than God.
Which becomes louder than God, right? So God tells you, anything that happened yesterday. Don't hold on to it. Anything. Because if you hold on to it, not only are you not hearing me today, but you're not receptive to any of the blessings that I'm putting in front of you today.
That's exactly true. And you're stunting your own growth.
You're stunting your own growth.
And it's your own choice of holding on that starts stunting the growth. And I did that for years. Like,
Me
and
too.
I know I still have a long way to go, but I am so much better at letting most things go today, where I didn't before. I held on to them like this. But you know what? If you're holding on to that past and that trauma and stuff like this, how are you supposed to receive blessings? You have to open your hands and open up the pathway to receive the blessings. So let go.
Well, and let me touch on this too. You also need to be prepared for the blessing.
Oh yeah.
So when we talk about God's timing, a lot of times we pray for things that we are absolutely not ready for. Right?
True.
Because there's things that we want in life that require a higher standard of living.
Yes.
Right?
Maybe some learning and some growth and some
I mean, just take
maturity.
For instance, if you want a house, if I were to get a house today, I would be evicted from it. If I went and bought a new home, brand new home, I would have it for 1 month and I'd be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because my finances aren't in order.
Right.
My job cannot support the new home.
Right.
Right? Like
Right.
I don't have my things in order.
Mm-hmm.
God loves order.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's things that we want in life that we are absolutely,
we may not be ready to
we're
accept.
not ready to receive.
Mm-hmm.
And God wants you to receive it as a blessing when he
Yes.
puts it in your life.
Yes.
Right? He doesn't want to put it in your life to make it a curse on you,
Truth.
to turn you away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So while we're waiting on God, we should be in preparation.
Yes.
Right?
And that's
putting
what
ourselves
he
in
wants you to do.
putting ourselves in a position
to
receive it and be rewarded.
Yes, and he's as you do that, he's going to chisel away a little at a time on the
He's
stuff
gonna
that
build you.
and you exactly.
He's gonna build you.
Yes.
Right? And it's growth. It's nonstop growth. That's what I'm saying. God's always moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
So while we're waiting on time, whereas it might be stressful, it's stressful because there's something in there that you need to learn, work towards, overcome,
let go of.
Like, no, for real.
No,
like,
I got you. I'm
it's
right with you.
exactly what it is. So when you pray for something, you really need to start thinking about that thing. And
Am I
then
prepared?
on top of that prayer, when God gives you that blessing, in return, what do you do for God?
You give him the glory for one.
Like, I can tell you right now, my praying got different.
Mm-hmm.
Or the results of my prayers got different when not only was I praying for things, but it was praying for things in order for me to increase his kingdom, for me to do things for others.
Right.
Right. Help me do this so I can build this.
Right.
Which brings people
be of service to you.
I can be of service. Right. It's understanding the dynamics of relationships. We can understand it between each other, but it's really hard to understand it with him. And it's not. It's just you just do it. Right. When you live a life of service, you just do things for other people. And it's not that instant gratification. It's not for a reward for myself. It's because I genuinely want to help people.
Right.
Right. And that's what God told me to do. So ever since I've done that and I do those things, that's like my tithe.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not rich. I can't afford to go to we do give to the church.
We do.
Right. But I would love to give a lot more.
Me too.
You know what I mean? But what I can do is I can take the blessing that God gave me and I can use it to help other people.
Others. And also when they ask you, well, how did you do it? When you start opening up the channels of communication with others and how you went about it in faith, then they're like, well, maybe I want some of that. Tell me about this. Tell me how you turned to God. Tell me how you walk in faith. Tell me, and so then you're sharing the word and the journey and God.
And even when I came into recovery, I remember I used to go in these AA rooms and I was like, dude, there's a bunch of miserable people who've been in here for like 20 years. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they're all sober, but they're freaking miserable. And so one of the things I wanted to do is I wanted to succeed so that other people could see success in sobriety.
Yes. And
that was my goal.
Joy in sobriety.
It wasn't
not just live miserably.
It wasn't to succeed so Sean could succeed. Sean wanted to succeed so that way he could be an inspiration to others.
I understand.
Right? And that was something that I grasped onto really quickly through the podcast, right? Because people got to see me and all of a sudden I started getting phone calls and text messages from people back in the hood. They're like, bro, you're
what
still,
are you doing?
Well, the first one was, bro, you're still alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the first one. They're like, oh my God, we thought you were dead. You know what I mean? Or in prison, and it's like, no, I'm doing good. And they're like, bro, homeboy, goals. Homeboy's got goals. And I've seen some of those people climb out.
Yes.
I've seen some of those people climb out themselves. And it's just really awesome to pave the way for other people.
Absolutely.
You
to be an inspiration. To be an inspiration.
To hope to inspire hope. That's what I rock with. Hope to inspire hope.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna make a T-shirt like it says "Hope to inspire hope." It's coming. You know what I mean? Because that's really what the podcast is about.
Right.
It's to inspire people, right? It's to say, like, it's okay to have no idea
What I'm doing.
what you're doing after addiction, right?
Right.
But just get involved in something,
Right.
right? For me, it started off as service work, and I continue to do service work.
And then you went to school.
I met my wife through service work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything I have today is through service. My job, like everything. I've gained everything through service. Got my family back. I mean, I got everything through service work. But it's the one thing nobody wants to do because it's free. But it has been the most absolutely rewarding thing that I've ever been a part of.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I got the most personal growth out of it. Like, my life has changed. I'm not angry anymore. Now, do I have my angry moments?
Oh, yeah, we all do.
But like, you've never seen me like rage out
Nope.
since I got sober.
No,
You
not
know
at
what I'm
all.
saying? Like, I don't let my anger, write checks that my butt can't cash no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
True.
I'm more focused on winning today.
Mm-hmm.
And people say, well, not everybody just wants to win. And that's great. Like me, I want to win. Like, if I have this understanding that, just imagine how great God is, right? If I have just a fraction of that in me,
Oh, yeah.
if I have just a fraction
Well,
of
you
that
do
in me,
because you're created in his image.
that's what I'm saying. If there's just a fraction of that, if I have enough faith, there's just a fraction, I can do some super great things, right? And
See, and I want to win, rest.
no, I want to win.
Win. And then I want to take a little break. And I want to win. Like, I have to have some downtime.
Well, you're supposed to rest in between each win, right?
Right.
But like, man, I'm telling you, like, I want great things.
Yeah,
I want to do great things,
I know.
right? I'm not rocking with this mediocre lifestyle, and it's not, no pun against nobody who is, right? But I want everything God had intended for me.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And we could never possibly imagine all the things that he has literally for us unless we keep moving forward.
You don't go through what I went through in life. The 25 years of drug addiction, prison, all the broken things, like just turmoil after turmoil after turmoil. God doesn't save you from all that just to do nothing with it.
True.
And I believe that.
I do too.
God saved me to do something just. But it's up to me to go hard.
Yes.
Right? So, and that's where I've been. It's up to me to go hard, and I've been going hard. Like, and I feel it. I told you that, man, when she got me out of jail, and I was looking at this life sentence, and everything was just like, everything was against me. Everything. And what I said, man, God's setting the stage for something great to happen.
You sure did.
Like, and I just felt it inside me, and I still feel it inside. Like, I still feel like he's setting that stage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not done yet.
No, he's not done.
He's not done yet. Like, he's still working. But if I stop,
He'll
it
stop.
stops.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how we should treat each other as far as like accountability, bro. If somebody's willing to work on themselves, I'm absolutely willing to dive in there with you. But don't use me as a cop-out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a lot of people who come into the rooms and they're like, hey, bro, will you be my sponsor? And this is ultimately kind of why I quit sponsoring, right? Was because they come in and say, hey, bro, will you be my sponsor? Because they knew who I was. Right? Yeah, I'll help you out. And so then they go tell their PO, oh, yeah, he's my sponsor. You get a phone call from the PO. Are you sponsoring this kid? He asked me, but I haven't seen him in 3-4 months.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So some people just want to bite that credibility or get that. So, I quit sponsoring. Now I do mentor, right? And, but I'm a firm believer. Again, this is part of my faith. When you sacrifice for something you truly want, you tend to want it a little more.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? When I got to give something up to get what I really need or really want,
You're more invested.
I'm more invested in it, right? So,
more
whereas
willing to show up and...
as a coach, I charge for my services, and some people look at me, they're like, ooh, he charges. Like, nah, bro, like, I make people sacrifice. Like, and you should sacrifice. There should be something in your life that you're sacrificing for your win in life, whether it's your time, your money. Like, you should be, even fasting.
Well,
right?
What was it you said the other day about you got to get a little uncomfortable to grow?
You got to get way uncomfortable.
Right? And so...
Way uncomfortable.
And it may be uncomfortable and different, but again, if you're investing in it, you'll get more out of it.
It's like when you're looking at a challenge, right? Most people get depressed when a challenge arises. They're like, oh my God, I don't know how much I can take. You know what I'm saying? I kind of get excited during those times. Now, like, I get, my brain starts turning. I got that obsessive mind where I'm like, okay, because I know in that challenge,
something great is coming.
That's where my win is, right? That's where my growth is. That's where everything that I need to move forward is on the other side of that challenge.
That's right. That's right.
So getting uncomfortable isn't so uncomfortable today.
Right.
Right. It is.
But it took a minute to get there.
Oh, absolutely.
To really understand that, because I didn't understand
you
it
gotta
either.
Jump out there.
We learned this together, I think, about being uncomfortable. And now we can see, oh, that means something big's coming. Well, that's a new step's coming, new level.
Even as a public speaker, right? Like, I got my first shot talking in front of people. I was in treatment. I'd only been in treatment like 3-4 months. Still all sick and decrepit and and you know what I mean? Like they come up to me like I was terrible. Like
you
I
were
was
skinny.
I was jaundiced. I was like, it was horrible.
Skinny.
And they come up to me and they said, "Hey, we have leadership of Amarillo coming through here. It's about 250 people. Would you mind telling your testimony in front of all these people?" And I was like, I guess, but I really wasn't sure about it, so I finally committed to it like a week later. I was like, okay, I'll do it. Because I wanted to be of service, right? That place was a huge service to me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wanted to give back
to them.
I wanted to give back to them. I was so nervous. Like, I wrote this speech and I tried to memorize it for about 3 weeks. And, as soon as I get up there, I'm on my cane and I'm wobbling and all these people are sitting there and I'm sick as a dog and everything just went blank. Like, the whole speech went right out the window. I was like, oh my God. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. And so, like, I just freestyled it, and it was all right.
Yeah.
So then about a couple weeks later, he's like, well, hey, we got this other event coming up. Would you mind speaking at that one?
And the more you did that, the better you got at the speaking.
So it started warming me up to public speaking, right? But it did. It was super nervous. I was scared to death. You know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm like the poster child on the backside of a milk jug carton. You know what I mean? Like, missing person, like this is him. Like it did. Like, it was, I felt like I was being put on display a little bit. That's how awkward it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I really felt like, oh, look at this guy. He's so sick and we're helping him. Like, so it was me. A lot of that was the overcoming that part. Right. And maybe they were, you know what I mean? But I got a lot of growth out of it.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? So it's even sometimes being put in a bad situation or a situation that you may not feel is conducive for you, but like still, that's where your win is.
That's right.
It's that uncomfortableness.
If you're feeling uncomfortable, people, just know there's something big coming.
That's where all your growth is. That's where all your wins are at. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even like today, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put myself in rooms with people where I'm just like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, we start doing recovery events. And I mean, like, last year was super nervous, but this year I'm kind of like,
okay,
I'm chilling. I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. Let's rock with it. I'll figure it out as we go.
Sure, I'll take a bigger role this year.
I do take a way bigger role this year. But like, bro, that's where faith in yourself really comes into play. Like, today I have faith in me.
Yes.
But I had to start racking up some wins first.
And it's so good to hear you say that because you were so defeated before.
Dude, annihilated.
I mean,
annihilated.
Right before you went to jail, you were just so defeated.
But it took that bad thing.
It did.
It took that bad thing.
It's weird is I prayed and prayed and prayed before all that went down, right? God, how do we get out of this? How do I help him? How do I get out of this? Help me. And I wasn't expecting it to be the way that it went down, right? Like, that was not what I asked for. That was not at all what I asked for.
She screamed for help, and all of a sudden there's drones.
Right, and police everywhere.
Yeah.
And, oh, my gosh. And that was not what I thought was going to happen, but it's exactly what needed to happen.
You know, it was weird. And at that moment, man, when I was getting arrested that night, I was really tore up on drugs. I was really tore up.
We both
And
were.
I was sitting in the back of that cop car, and it was like God was sitting there with me. And every time I just wanted to tip my head back and go to sleep. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't care. I was getting arrested. I was like, whatever. I'm just going to bed. I'll deal with this in a week or so when I wake up. But like every time I tipped my head back, God said, nope, eyes open. Pay attention to everything.
And when that cop had me in the front
Pay attention to everything. Like,
right?
This is it. This is your chance to change your life. Stay awake.
I remember standing in front of that cop car and they were trying to do something, and I could hear you banging in the back of the car. I love you, Sammy. I love you.
I was lit. It happened.
I was like, I love you too.
That happened. All right, y'all. Well, you want to add anything else into that?
No, baby. I think we did good today.
All right, man. Well, y'all have a great weekend, man. Thank y'all for watching the Better Days Rain podcast. And, man, hit that subscribe button, man. We are so close to hitting our goal, but we want to far exceed that goal, you know, like, and every little subscriber helps, man. And, you know, spread the message, and anything we can do to help, feel free to reach out to us at betterdaysrain at gmail.com, man. Thank you.